So I grew up in a Christian family. For as long as I can remember, we went to church every Sunday. I really loved going to church. I loved Sunday school. I remember in Sunday school I was always super enthusiastic to learn all the Bible verses, and I was the first person to put my hand up to answer all the questions. God, Jesus, usually the basic answers. At the beginning of year 10, I lost my best friend. She was killed by her sister, who was suffering a mental illness. I was really angry at the world about that. I didn't necessarily blame God for that, but I just couldn't understand why that had to happen. And we went to Girls Brigade growing up together. Linda, her sister, was my Girls Brigade leader. So I just was so confused. I was so young, I didn't really understand the mental illness thing. I didn't understand why that happened. And I don't know, being a young girl looking up to your Girls Brigade leaders, like you just, I don't know, that really rocked me. Then I changed schools to William Carey. It's a Christian school, so that was probably really good for me. I still wasn't the greatest student. Then I started working at Macca's, and so I had a lot of non-Christian friends from McDonald's who would go out and party all the time. When I was 20, I went to America and I did a summer camp. I spent 8 months travelling around America, Thailand, Canada, Mexico. I had an awesome trip, but it really opened my eyes to how big the world is and how small we are in the world. I guess while giving me a huge appreciation for the world and for God's creation and everything like that, it also made me feel really tiny and really unimportant. When I got back from America, my best friend was getting married. We went to Queensland for a hens week. We had this big, huge fight, and I got kicked out of her bridal party 2 weeks before her wedding. And at that point in my life, I just sort of felt like anyone who was close to me or meant anything to me left. I probably pushed a lot of people away as well. I was still going out partying a lot, and I was having lots of fun doing that. And I guess I didn't really see God as a fun thing or church as a fun thing. I had this fun life over here, and when I was sad, I would go to church. I kept travelling. I love travelling. And then I got back from holidays one year, 2 years ago now, and I got really bad post-holiday depression. And I know everyone says that they get that, but I was really down. I don't even know why, I just felt really blue, and I was like, I need to make a change. I have a friend who lives in Perth who had a spare room. I'd been thinking about it, like moving to Perth. I might just pick everything up and go. Then my mum made a joke at church one week about kicking me out when I get to 30. And she was just joking, she would never kick me out. But that afternoon I was like, yep, I'm gonna go. And I told her, that she wanted me out, and she said that's not quite what she had in mind. And then I came along to Perth, and I have a friend who I went to church with in Campsie back in Sydney, and she comes to Elevate. And I was just coming one week, it was Easter weekend actually, just to visit her, and then I wanted to find a church closer to my home. So I came along, and I was just basically bawling my eyes out the whole time. And it was just this really like, yep, this is where I'm meant to be. Perth was the right decision for me, and I haven't looked back. So I started coming along to Elevate every week. My relationship with God continues to grow. And I felt this real desire to be baptised. I want to dedicate my life to God. And I'd been thinking about joining a team and getting a bit more involved. During my onboarding, we did a tour of the whole church, and Mark said, "This is the baptism pool." And I was like, "Oh, okay, didn't know we had that, that's cool." And just all these little things started coming up. I went and told Mark, I was like, "I want to do this, I want to do this now, I don't want to wait." And I was still kind of bummed because my mum wasn't going to be able to be here, but then my mum said that she's coming, so that was exciting.